pump clicks off at $87.32. You squeeze the handle again. Nothing. Display reads out of service. Every pump has a plastic bag over the nozzle. Next station. Same thing. Cars idling in the lot. Drivers scrolling for gas somewhere, anywhere. Quarter tank. In Texas, that's 80 miles if you're lucky. Your job is 40 miles away. Daycare is 12. Grocery store is 9. You open the gas app. Every pin is gray. Out of stock. Out of stock. Out of stock. This isn't a hurricane. This isn't a refinery fire. The gas is gone. All of it. 72 hours. By the time the governor calls in the National Guard to escort fuel trucks, half the state is already stranded. If you've ever looked at your gas gauge and felt that flutter of anxiety, this one's for you. Hit subscribe. Because in Texas, running on empty means something different. But Texas is 268,000 square miles. You can drive 10 hours in a straight line and still be in Texas. Cities sprawl for 50 miles. Rural towns sit an hour from the nearest grocery store. Everything assumes you have gas, your commute, your job, the food on your table. The entire state runs on one premise. Fuel is always available, but supply chains are fragile. One disruption, a cyber attack, a coordinated strike, cascading infrastructure failure, and the system seizes. Not gradually. Fast. 72 hours from normal to empty. Thursday morning, July. Houston hits 90 degrees by 8 a.m. You're on I-10, tank at half. You'll fill up tomorrow, no rush. Gas stations are packed, not from shortage, but because everyone drives everywhere. Morning commuters, contractors, parents running errands, pumps humming, $3.29 a gallon. You barely notice. Well, the same scene across the state. Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, El Paso. Hundreds of thousands burning fuel, assuming more is coming. It's not. First sign, 11:47 a.m. A Love's outside Fort Worth runs out of regular unleaded. Attendant bags those pumps. Premium and diesel still available. Nobody panics. By 1 p.m., 15 stations in the area report empty. Your coworker mentions it at lunch. 2 stations were out. Had to hit a third. He laughs. Local news. Fuel delivery delays cause temporary shortages. Technical issue. Being resolved. By 3 p.m., social media explodes. Photos of bagged pumps. Lines wrapping blocks. Someone maps Dallas-Fort Worth, dozens of red dots. You check your gauge driving home. Still half. You'll fill up. First station has 20 cars waiting. Second is out completely. Third has diesel only. You keep driving. Shame. You'll try tomorrow. Hour 12. 11 p.m. and highways are crowded. People driving across town, across counties, hunting gas. Stations with fuel charge whatever they want. $5, $7, $9. People pay. Fights break out. Someone cuts in line in Arlington, shoving, punches. Police respond, but they're stretched thin. This is happening everywhere. Gas apps crash from server overload. Crowdsourced reports fail. Station shows in stock. You drive there. It's empty. You burned 3 gallons chasing a rumor. Rural areas hit hardest. Small towns have 1 station. When it's dry, the nearest alternative is 40 miles away. Elderly residents stuck. Farmers without diesel. Irrigation pumps stop. By dawn day 2, it's statewide. Every major city, every small town. The fuel supply is severed. No tanker deliveries. Refineries producing, but distribution is down. Nobody's saying why. Working to restore normal operations. No timeline. Your tank's at a quarter. You didn't make it to work. You're not going today. You can't afford to burn what's left. Texas doesn't have robust public transit. Most of the state relies entirely on personal vehicles. Can't drive, can't function. Grocery stores depend on daily truck deliveries. When trucks stop, shelves empty. Not over weeks. Days. Emergency services run on fuel reserves calculated for normal operations, not crisis response. A week of elevated calls drains tanks fast. No resupply. Hospitals see heat-related emergencies. Spike people stuck in cars, out of gas, in 98-degree heat. EMTs, making impossible choices about who gets transport. Construction stops. Schools cancel, buses can't run. Parents can't drive. Teachers can't arrive. You're rationing your quarter tank. Daycare's closed. You're not driving unless absolutely necessary. Problem is, in Texas, everything feels necessary. Grocery store, pharmacy, doctor. Nothing's walking distance. Day 2, hour 30. News shows a reporter in San Antonio. Behind her, a man siphons gas from his lawnmower into his car. Details emerge. Cyber attack hit pipeline control systems. Not the pipelines, the computers managing flow, pressure, routing. Systems shut down while engineers secure them. Nobody knows how long. Fuel sits in refineries, in storage terminals. No safe way to move it. Manual overrides are slow. Every truck that does leave is followed, blocked, threatened. National Guard deploys. Orders. Protect infrastructure, escort deliveries, maintain order. They're running on empty tanks too. You have food for 4 days. Then you need the store, 9 miles away. Enough gas to get there, maybe not back. Your neighbor knocks. Wife is diabetic, out of insulin. Pharmacy is 20 miles. They're at empty. Can you spare gas? Quarter tank? 1 gallon? 2? What if you need it? You say no. He nods, walks back. You close the door, chest tight. Survival decisions, in Texas. July 2026, hour 55. Streets are emptier, not by choice. People are stuck. Cars abandoned on highways, out of gas, out of options. Some walking, but where? Next town is 30 miles. Heat index, 105. Ambulances prioritizing life-threatening calls only. Heart attacks, strokes, severe trauma. Everything else, you're on your own. Police aren't patrolling. They're stationed. Hospitals, government buildings, remaining gas stations. Crime response is non-existent. Fire department's terrified. A structure fire could spread unchecked. They might not have fuel to reach it. Grocery stores picked clean. Few still open or rationing what's left. Canned goods, dry pasta. No fresh food trucks never came. Water's running, but treatment plants worry. Backup generators need diesel. They don't have enough. Power goes out, water stops. You haven't left your house in 24 hours. Should you check on your parents? 50 miles away, 60 miles left in tank. One way, you'd be stranded. You call instead. It rings and rings. No answer. You try again. Nothing. Call went through, but no one picks up. Woman in Odessa. Husband works oil fields 3 hours away. Left Wednesday. It's Friday. He's stuck, sleeping in his truck. She's alone with 2 kids, half a tank, deciding whether to bring him home or save fuel for emergencies here. A college student in Austin ran out Tuesday heading to Dallas, stuck at a rest stop 2 days. No money for price-gouged fuel, asking strangers for help. Most don't stop. Dialysis patient in El Paso missed treatment. Clinic is 11 miles. Out of gas. No family nearby. Home, getting sicker. Hoping someone fixes this before his kidneys fail. Parents facing impossible math. Last gallon to the ER for a fever that might be nothing, or save it in case tomorrow's worse. You can't evacuate a fuel shortage. Nowhere to go. Entire state affected. Leaving Texas takes a full tank. Nobody has that. Your parents, still no answer. You text, "Are you okay? Call me." Delivered. No response. Quarter tank, 50 miles round trip. If they're fine, you wasted fuel. If they're not, and you don't go, you'll never forgive yourself. On Texas, second largest state economy, $2 trillion in annual GDP. Built on energy, logistics, sprawl, all require fuel. Small businesses closing permanently, no deliveries, no customers, no employees. Burning cash reserves with no end in sight. After 72 hours, some just lock doors and walk away. Construction hemorrhaging money. Contracts have deadlines, penalties for delays. Equipment can't run. Workers can't arrive. Millions in losses. Bankruptcy before week's end. Oil and gas industry in chaos. Refineries producing but can't distribute. Workers stuck at facilities. 24/7 operations forced to skeleton crews. Production dropping. Stock prices plummeting. Retail dead. Malls empty. Nobody can get there. Online orders pile up undelivered. Amazon warehouses full of packages going nowhere. Agriculture collapsing. Harvest doesn't pause. And as equipment can't run, crops rot, dairy farmers dump milk, cattle go unfed, losses compounding hourly. State estimates, $15 billion damage. 3 days. A week, $40 billion. 2 weeks, entire sectors may not recover. Your job, office closed until fuel situation resolves, employees unpaid for missed days. You'll survive, barely, hourly workers gutted. Hour 68, driveway at sunset, neighborhood still. No mowers, no evening plans. Kid's bike in the street, dropped 2 days ago. Nobody moved it. Your neighbor, the diabetic wife, one on his porch, just sitting. You make eye contact. Neither waves. Dog barks, stops, sky's orange and pink. Pollution's down. Sunset looks better than in years. You're noticing because there's nothing else to do. Your parents, still no word, decision made. Tomorrow morning, dry stations or not. You're driving out there, half tank or not. Streetlights flicker on, truck in driveway, gauge above red. You go inside. Texas's fuel distribution is efficient until it's not. Optimized for predictable demand, steady supply, not built for shocks. Strategic reserves exist. Federal, controlled, reserved for national emergencies. Release requires top-level authorization, takes time. Moving fuel from storage needs infrastructure that's compromised. Hardening pipeline controls against cyber attacks is possible. Expensive, slow. Upgrading every terminal control node, access point costs billions, takes years. Should have been done, wasn't. Local fuel reserves, state-managed stockpiles, could buffer disruptions. Some states have them, Texas doesn't. Assumption, Texas produces so much oil, reserves are unnecessary. Better public transit would help. Generational project. Can't build rail in 72 hours. Texas is designed for cars. Redesigning requires rethinking state geography. Emergency rationing could extend supply, limit purchases, prioritize essential workers, rational, unpopular, hard to enforce. Real answer, prevention. Cheaper than response. But prevention is boring. Doesn't win elections, doesn't make headlines. So systems age, vulnerabilities grow, everyone hopes, until it doesn't. Hour 72. Saturday morning. Awake before sunrise, packing for your parents' house. Water, snacks, phone charger, deep rumble. You look out. Tanker truck, 2 National Guard Humvees, pulling into the station down the street. People emerge, following it. Minutes. There's a crowd. Soldiers set perimeter. Driver connects hoses. First delivery in 3 days. You drive over. Lines 50 cars deep. Soldier directing traffic. Another checking IDs. 1 vehicle per person. 10 gallons, cash or card. You wait an hour, pump exactly 10 gallons. Near empty to just over half. Not full, but enough. Enough to check parents. Enough for the store. Enough to feel like maybe the worst is over. Parents are fine. Landline was out. That's why they didn't answer. They've been rationing, staying home, waiting. Your mom hugs you like you've been gone months. Driving back, you pass more tankers. Slow convoys, military escorts, not fast. Not enough for normal operations, but something. News says pipelines coming back online in stages. Manually, carefully, full restoration another week. But fuel's moving. Absolute worst is over. Except nobody's talking about the vulnerability still there. And systems that failed are the same ones going back online. Patched, maybe. Fixed, different question. Your driveway. 3/4 tank now. Neighbor outside, filling his wife's car with a gas can. He found some. You wave. He waves back. Things returning to normal. Slowly. Deliveries. People back to work. Highways filling. But you're different. You notice your gauge every drive. Fill at half instead of waiting for the light. Keep gallons in the garage. Coworkers joke. The great Texas gas panic of 26. Already forgetting. Moving on. You're not. You know, it happened once. Systems failed, fuel stopped. 72 hours from normal to catastrophe. Nothing's fundamentally changed. News. Investigators still determining how cyber attack breached pipelines. Recommendations being made. Committees forming. You turn off the screen. Monday morning, you fill up. Pump clicks at $91.15. You squeeze the handle, gas flows, for now.